Hi friends, welcome. Three questions we'll answer. First, in this AI era, whether you should learn coding or not, and what is the reason for learning the coding. And if you go for learning coding, which language will start? Then, what platform will use? If I go for any language, whether I have to download the lot of platforms and use it, or there is a better solution. We'll answer all these three questions. AI is not replacing the programmers, it is replacing the bricklayers. What is the bricklayers? You don't want to be a bricklayer. Say your only job is to copy and paste the code, write the syntax and all. That is definitely AI can do and it will going to replace you. But you are going to be a architecture or a computational programming is the key. That is what you will be learning. So what happened developing this way of computational thinking will tell you that how to integrate the different systems into one program and develop your own applications. So you will have all the ideas whether to go for a database, whether to put it in a how to use a security layer. All these concepts you will understand if you know the background of programming. Yes, the writing the syntax has changed, means you need not write a very basic syntax. AI can do that. You can just use that AI for the basic writing the syntax, but the computational thinking will try to develop. We will use the language to develop this sort of thinking. Now the second question, which language to use? Let us start with Python. Then the question comes, why Python? Because Python is a very easy to understand, it's English like language and it gives you a foundation to work in different areas. Say it has a set of libraries which you can add it to a basic Python. So and use it in different purpose. Say your data analysis, Pandas library is there. You want to develop a desktop application, Kinter is there. Numerical mathematics, NumPy is there. Pillow for your graphics uses and many more libraries are there addressing your specific needs. So the what comes is understanding the basics of Python. Then to that we can add different libraries and all go for our different requirements or manage the entire applications and all. So Python quite popular in this AI era because of its very good excellent data handling capacity. So many models also you can generate by using basic Python. We will also see those things and then the next question is how to use it. To use Python or to learn Python, we need to download a platform and install it. The compiler we have to install and start using it. Is it? No, we'll not do anything like this. You can do it, but we will use Colab. What is Colab, by the way? Colab is the Google's cloud platform. So we need not install anything. I just need a Gmail ID or a Google ID. You may have as your Gmail account. So that's all. That's what is required to work on Python. So you can just go to Colab. We'll see that how you will start with Colab. Then the question is, okay, if you want to download this, there are beautiful platforms freely available. You can download it and install. Say our Visual Studio Code, then PyCharm, many editors are there. You can download it, install Python in your system, compile your program and run it, and we can see that. Instead of doing all things for beginners, I will strongly recommend use Colab. Everything is available in the Colab. So it's a Google's free cloud platform. Colab, you can easily share your documents and all, and let us see how we'll start with Colab. At Plus2Net, we have a detailed one blog post explaining all about Colab. You can read this. So read this entire details, are all details, and our previous videos are also there. You can start working from here and learn the basics and all. Now let us, instead of all this, let's directly go to the Colab. So in Google, I will type Colab or Colab by Google. Sorry, Colab Google. Okay, it is Colaboratory, Python Google's Colaboratory. It's a cloud based. Now the files we'll create in Colab will be stored in the Google Drive because your Gmail is associated with the Google Drive also. So let's go to Colab. So this is the first screen. Now it is black because I have set my profile or the display part in the black thing. You can change it to light mode also. here recent Google Drive, all the thing. Let's just close this. You can start with a simple notebook. Here it is. I am just starting a new notebook. It will take some time to load, or I can open it. Note that all these are, I can save these files are .py or Python file, or I can use it as IPY Jupyter notebook. I can download it, run it in another platform what I am using. Say I am using Developer Studio or the other platforms, so I can still open it. This note that this is just a Jupyter notebook only, so you will get all the facility. If you have worked before, you will get that .ipynb files will be created here. Let's first change the name of that file. You can see the extension is ipynb. Now let me testing 1. So first testing file ipynb. Now I have changed the file name. Now here you can go to the settings. So settings and see the site editor, all the changes you can do, theme, adaptive, all those settings you can do. AI assistance, we will discuss that also, because now the Colab is integrated with the AI, so it will be there. Colab Pro, if you want to Pro version, but since we are all learning Python now, right now, so let's not go for the GitHub. The code can be directly integrated to the GitHub. You can push the entire your code to GitHub, and other settings also. I will encourage you to check these settings. Now here you can see adaptive, then default page layout, horizontal, all the things you can change and experiment with this. Let me just cancel this and come out here. Now here is basically understand that many features are there. Your menu is there, everything is there. It's run one cell by cell. I can run entire my page also. There are two types of cell where I can write the simple text, and I can also write a text and write the Python code also. So here is the code. Here this button will run it. So let us just start print something. We'll print it first. Print hello world. Now to run this, I will run this. Now initially you can see here it is connecting. Now it is connecting. You can see that the top right here it is the connecting, means first time it will connect to the server and then it will bring back the output. Okay, missing parenthesis call to the, okay, I have done a mistake. Now what I have, it explained me that I can explain the error, and here it is. What I am doing is right now, because it's a print function I am using. Fine, let's run it. Hello world, you can see it. Second time it has not taken that much time, because you just see this right side top. Here it is the RAM and the disk. It is giving me my uses, and the green tick means it's connected to the backend, the Python compiler, because I am using a browser. I have not installed anything. So whatever I am doing, it is sending the data to the back to the its own Python compiler in the server end, and then it is sending me the output. So here it is. Now let me just see, I will not write anything. I will simply write a text, my comment part, which will not be executed. So here thing, now add two numbers and display the output. Whatever you want. This is not a, I will just click it outside based on the width, it will come back. Now let me just come, I will write a code block now. Now you see, now add two numbers and display the output. This is a simple text, nothing, there is no run button here. Now by default it has opened, or I have generated a code block where I will be writing the code now. So what I will do is, I am giving two variables, a equal to 1, now b equal to 2. Okay, print a plus b. Fine, what the answer we expect? Just guess, what is 1 plus 2? Okay, let's see what the output is. Now the answer is 3. So this gives me a answer 3, because it has taken it as a integer. We'll discuss more what the variables we go that, then you will see that what is a variable, how the different types of variable, how a integer is added to a string and all. We'll discuss more about that. So it is better. We'll just give, this is the introduction part. You just try the Colab. So open your Colab. You just need to, and one thing, important thing is, don't forget to log in before you open the Colab. Log into your Google account in the browser in one window, or open your Gmail account. Then in another tab or another thing, try to search Colab and log in. Now entire, you can see my login details are also there. Here you can see I have logged in already, and the file is stored in my Google Drive. That's all, friends. We'll stop for now, and we'll further explore what are the different way to write syntax and all, and also we'll see how the assistance of AI will take to develop our code or write the syntax in case of error, or simple we'll tell AI to give some codes for us, sample codes and all, and we will continue our learning about variables, different, how to take user inputs, all the basic things, string handling and all. We'll also see that in that. So my request is, please subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon, so you'll get all the notifications as soon as we post it. So please share this with your friends, and thank you for watching.